It's a typical day in Hanoi. The air is humid and the city is in good spirits with the upcoming Reunification Day holiday.
Haha! Finally on two wheels in Hanoi. As a motorcyclist, we have this saying that goes, 4 wheels move the body, but 2 wheels move the soul. And nowhere else in the world is that more true than here in Hanoi. In a city with around 8 million inhabitants, there's surprisingly little traffic in the city. It just flows, unlike other Asian destinations. I guess it's because the majority of traffic is two-wheel traffic. It's just better being on 2 wheels. Businesses, goods, families, everything moves on 2 wheels here. It's my kind of city. You gotta keep your head on a swivel because stuff's happening. People are coming from everywhere, so you have to keep your head on a swivel. On first blush, it doesn't look too different than any other Asian destination, except one thing is missing. Can you guess what it is? The distinct signage of fast food restaurants, your McBurger and Franken chicken joints. Its absence is refreshing.
As much as I'd like to witlessly bounce around Hanoi on 2 wheels, I have a confession to make. So I swapped from wheels to legs.
Other than spring rolls, banh mi, and the occasional bowl of pho, my knowledge of Vietnamese cuisine is embarrassingly deficient. But there's a reason for that. Other than major hubs in the US, it's kind of difficult to come across Vietnamese cuisine, especially when you travel overseas. When we were researching for this episode, we couldn't even come across food bloggers based out of Hanoi or other Vietnamese cities. Most of the blogs that my team came across were foreign tourists cataloging their experiences as they journeyed through Vietnam. Even the Michelin Guide hasn't rated a single restaurant or even made a recommendation in the entirety of Vietnam.
I've come to Hanoi with literally no research, no setup. The only thing my team did to fix this episode was enlist the services of my good friend and travel agent, Juan. With his help, I'm gonna dig in deep to understand the cuisine of modern Vietnam, how people eat here, more importantly, what they eat here. There's no Michelin-rated restaurants in this episode. Boots on the ground, I'm gonna go into tourist mode and absorb things like a sponge. My first selection of stops with Juan is going to highlight what Hanoians eat on a daily basis. Our first stop, banh goi, or pillow cakes. Almost like an empanada, banh goi's crispy shell is made out of flour, sugar, salt, and baking powder. The dough is kneaded well, and then with the little tortillas shaped, in comes the stuffing, which can have quite the variation, including quail eggs, rice vermicelli, assorted greens, minced pork, and mushrooms.
My chopstick skills need to be warmed up. So you just dip it completely in there. Whoa, crispy on the outside.
Yeah,
Soft and juicy on the inside.
exactly.
That rice vermicelli gives it that soft bite.
And for those thinking that we're missing some greens, don't worry. Vietnam always has you covered when it comes to consuming vegetables.
So when would you have a snack like this?
So most requests like in the afternoon, like 4 or 5 p.m. A bit hungry after work.
Yeah,
or
so it's a
after
nice
study.
little snack after work, yeah.
And also combined with beer, beer hơi.
Beer hơi, yeah.
Or Hanoi beer, it's very good combination.
Fantastic combo with that.
Exactly. Yeah.
That was a good intro into Vietnam's version of what's essentially a Latin American empanada. Banh goi has, however, more greens going for it and a supremely tasty dipping agent. I like this variation, and we're only just getting started. We continue our tour in the hot and muggy evening, and Hanoi is just ramping up. Our next item comes a bit unplanned. It finds us rather than us finding it.
This is what I absolutely love about Vietnam. This was completely unscripted, unplanned. Food just comes your way anywhere you go in Vietnam. So what she's cooking is basically a Vietnamese omelet made with duck egg, and instead of onions or cilantro, they're using wormwood. Wow.
This is good, right?
But you would think they'd use something simple like lemon. It's kumquat. So it's got this sweet, zesty, tangy bite. It's great. And this is interesting. I've never had wormwood in this form, in its natural form.
And I had a feeling this was coming. Fetal duck egg, or as they call it, hot vit lon. A dash of salt and a sprig of basil to cover up the super eggy taste.
Very yummy.
After a good 3 to 4 egg omelet, the prospect of this fertilized duck egg is difficult.
Okay. The greens make it a lot more tastier.
Good for the meat on the bed.
Yeah. Makes you strong. Strong like muskox.
With that, we're back on the foodie run through Hanoi. Next stop, banh kwon. Scrumptious looking crepes, delicately spread out and then immediately steamed. The batter is made out of rice and tapioca flour, salt, and water.
Put some kumquat first in the fish shop, like this.
It's like a pillow.
Yeah.
What is this stuffed with?
With the stir-fry pork and
Pork.
mushroom.
It tastes so fresh. If you don't like the fried variety that you saw earlier, this is your jam. The mint just adds to that. Really nice. Talk to me about the use of fish sauce in Vietnamese food. It's used a lot.
Yes, it's very popular in Vietnam. Mostly our food for lunch or dinner, we also have the vegetable, like the fried vegetable and also the boiled vegetable as well. We dip in the fish sauce. Also, some places use soy sauce.
Soy sauce, yeah.
Fish sauce is not popular.
Right. And if you want to kick it up in the spicy level, just add a flake of chili.
Ooey gooey, the texture of banh kwon in the mouth is a delight, and it's definitely the most enjoyable item out of everything I've tried so far. With the zingy accoutrement, banh kwon is highly recommended. Next stop, sticky rice or soy sale. This dish has a bit of a nod to Thailand as that's thought to be the origin. But it's distinctly Hanoi with the way it's been customized for the local palate. Glutinous rice, turmeric powder for that yellow pop, mung bean, shallot, and some rendered fat to make it bind and sticky. Cheap and utilitarian. However, it's surprisingly difficult to make soy sale, and you can customize your sticky rice bowl build. The most common one is the sticky rice base with a topping of mung bean, some chicken, and fried shallot. Done.
You have so many options to eat.
Yes.
How do you decide what you're going to eat every day?
It's hard because sometimes when we eat soy, sometimes phở,
Yeah.
sometimes bánh mì we change every day.
Right.
What a foray into Vietnam's rendition of fast food. The takeaways? Clean, wholesome ingredients, simple cooking methods, and made fresh when you order. It's got all the culture of fast food without the unhealthy bits. That is something I can totally live with.